Hey, and g'day. Welcome back to my guest list pod. My name's Darren, and this is the show where the guests on my list get to have some fun with their favourite list countdowns, and we get to know them and their work a little better. And today's episode is a real fun one. I don't think I've laughed this hard and for this long on an episode ever, so I think you're in for a bit of a treat. Pam, Sarah, and myself tried to get this episode done a couple of weeks ago, but we had some issues with our computers, or I don't know exactly what it was, but I couldn't hear them. But that has all been rectified now, and we got this show done. The girls shared a microphone, and we had a little bit of an issue with Skype here and there, but I think that's not really that noticeable, and the content of what the girls put forward and put out was more than worthy of making up for any issues we had with the audio. So please sit back and relax, enjoy the show, and I hope you laugh as much as I did.
We might as well, the voice to match.
We might as well all just go about our days because China has a...
Sooner or later, you're going to end up on TikTok, whether you like it or not.
Welcome back to Don't Tease The Animals. I'm Sarah.
Ooh, I'm Pam.
Woo! We are coming at you live.
Listeners, hold on to your hats. This is going to be a fun one. I'm both excited and a little scared. My guests today are the hosts of an immensely funny show recorded out of the Newsstand Studios in Rockefella Plaza, New York. Each week, the hosts of Don't Tease The Animals tackle a relatable topic in their own inimitable way and play a couple of games based on that topic that are often quirky but always hilarious. Pam Riley and Sarah Armstrong Brown offer up a joyous milieu of insanity and comedy and give their lucky 9 listeners more than their money's worth on every episode. They're friends, co-hosts, bedazzlers, and leaders of the potpourri renaissance. They riff harder and faster than a Joe Satriani masterclass. Grab your tap shoes, your noonie, and find a nice end table to settle under as I welcome the very fancy Pam and Sarah onto my personal guest list and onto my guest list pod.
Hi! Oh my God! That
introduction. I don't know that we're worthy of that.
Picking up my jaw off the floor. Thank you very
Thank you for having us.
No worries. Look, I'm just happy that
my dog is definitely going to bark during some of this.
That's fine.
It's just going to happen. I'm so sorry.
Not a problem.
My hand now. It's not a big deal.
She's providing ambiance for us, so it's all right.
That's right. A little hint into everyday life here.
That's great, guys. Ladies, I'm very happy that we can finally do this. So it's obviously we had a false start before, and we have no idea what happened. But I'm really, really happy. I'm really, really happy that I can get down and talk with you because I enjoy your show a lot. It's really, really funny. I can't remember. I think I found you guys on Instagram when I was looking through just other podcasts. And I came across, and your title of your show was unique, and I thought, I'll give it a listen, and immediately I thought this is very funny, and I thought I'll be listening to it a lot more, which I have. I've listened to a lot of your back catalogue.
Oh my God,
so. 9. You're number 9. We're so excited.
That's it. I'm number 9. I'm number 9.
Maybe you're number 4. I don't know. It's very hard to read the analytics sometimes. We have no idea.
I never look at the analytics anyway. So look, guys, I guess the best place to start would be give us the Pam and Sarah elevator pitch on who you are, where you came from, where you grew up. Look, I know already because I've listened to all of these shows, but everyone that doesn't, let's hear about it.
You go first.
Oh, thank you, milady. I'm Pam Riley, originally from Whitehall, Pennsylvania, moved to New York for college, went in and out on theater tours and gigs, and was lucky enough to meet Sarah in Colorado. She's the little sister I never had and always wanted, and we've stayed friends, and we live just across the bridge from each other here in the Dirty Jers, and we're still We're still banging it out in a very different way. Pandemic threw a curveball at us, but it was the best thing to ever happen because I pitched an idea to Sarah and she finally caved. And yeah,
it's true. She wore me down.
I couldn't imagine why you'd have any sort of reticence about doing something like this together. You guys are so natural.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's so funny you say that because the podcast actually was Pam's husband's idea, Nick, from the very first person to ever utter, "You should do a podcast together," was her husband, because we were sitting and having like couples game night or something one night, and we were playing one of these, back and forth card games, and we were just, razzing each other like we do.
And we crushed
we crushed the husbands, of course. But like we always do, and we have this very like kind of easy flow about it. And I think the sisterly vibe is the only way to really explain it, where it's like we give each other a really hard time, but it's all out of love. Yeah. And that's not something that you really can do a lot of times. Like girls sometimes take things really personally. So it's still rare to find that. So it was kind of funny. I was like, I can see that. He was like, you guys got to do a podcast.
He was like, you guys start with a blog and then totally record.
It was, yeah. But yeah, she was like, yeah, I'm totally in. And I was like, the internet is scary. And then pandemic happened. I was like, I'm really busy. And then the pandemic happened, and I was like, okay, well, now I don't have any.
No excuses, exactly. Something good like that coming out of the pandemic is great. And I think a lot of people have started their shows because of the pandemic. Yeah. And I guess New York and surrounding areas really copped it hard initially in the pandemic. So you guys were tucked away for quite a while. So, hey, why not do something, I guess, with all the spare time? And like you said, no more excuses.
Yeah, and it's really funny because we never actually recorded our podcast together before.
Okay.
Before we started working at Newsstand, because neither of us obviously were vaccinated. That was in the height of the pandemic. New York was a very scary place to be. New Jersey too. And so we were kind of like, we're just going to stay in our houses and figure out how to make this thing work. So it was an adventure, but it was great because it kept us creative and it kept us kind of artistically fulfilled, and we got a chance to just chat with chat with our best friend every week. It was great.
Fantastic. Yeah. And what's your backstory?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I jumped ahead. My name's Sarah Armstrong Brown. I grew up in the Roanoke Valley in Virginia. I went to college for musical theater. I kind of have performed all over the country. I did a bunch of regional stuff where I met Pam. I've lived and performed in Chicago. I've worked in LA a little bit. I've performed here in New York, and that's mostly my background. And then a few years ago, I got really deep into voiceover, which is the way that I make my living now. So the podcast is a very natural kind of side hustle, hobby, fun thing to do stemming from that. So it's really fun. It's a great job. I get to go into my bedroom and be sometimes an elderly turtle or a mom of 7 kids. It's fun. Every day is something different.
Or Angelica from Arts and Crafts.
Oh my God. If you are ever in a bad mood, listen to that. I tell Sarah all the time, I was in a really funky mood today, but I scrolled her Instagram and played Angelica.
Special lady. She likes it too. Yeah, it's fun.
She's actually not my favorite. My favorite was your drunk valley girl from the cruise.
Oh yeah, she was lit by remind.
I keep refilling it.
And Pam, I must admit, one of my favorite voices of yours was from that same skit where you were the cruise director and you were the most high-paced action, like way too much coffee.
We have a good time. Yeah, we really do.
Yeah, you can tell.
We're morons. It's really fun.
You're very talented, and the dynamic between you two in terms of it's natural, it's friends, just having a laugh together. That's what makes the show absolutely fantastic to listen to, and the fact that you're talented helps, but as well. But it's just a very, very natural, which is great. I do have to ask the show. I have the show name. I have an idea why it's called Don't Tease the Animals. But that was blown out of the water when I went back and listened to your first ever episode, and there were two pictures, the two pictures of you in your onesies, which. So
we're trying to go for a vintage vibe.
Yeah. It was individual pictures of us in our Halloween costumes from childhood, and we each had dressed up as an animal. And I was a dinosaur.
I was a mouse.
You were a mouse. Yeah.
Okay. Is that where the show name came from?
Dinosaur is like a reptile.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay.
Is that where the show name came from?
No. So it's so funny because when you look at all these podcasts, everybody has their shtick or, their vibe going in. And I think I came up with the name and then we built the vibe around the name. I had a fixation with Don't Tease the Animals because I knew there was one or more ways around it. And it worked with, kind of the idea that I wanted to embody, like, Sex and the City meets, Seinfeld, and then they have a threesome with Tonight Show. So it kind of worked,
which I don't know why we didn't just use that as our title.
Right, but that has evolved.
Trademark.
I feel like initially it was like, this is what it is, and how do we do it around it?
Yeah, it totally was. That's exactly what happened, because she was basically like, cool, we're going to do a podcast, and it's going to be called Don't Tease the Animals. And I was like, I love the name. What the hell is it about? And she was like, I don't know yet. Let's figure it out.
That's what I got you. And you're the brains, I'm the mouth. This is going to be a fun ride, and we're going to figure it out together. And she was like, I don't have time for that shit.
No, it was great. And we kind of like had all of these iterations of, we made like 4 pilots.
Oh my God.
It was so ridiculous because we basically were like, okay, how do we tie in animals? Is that important? Blah, 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 blah.
No.
And we did all of these iterations. Like, at first, we had this terrible idea that we were going to have guests every episode and that we would assign that guest a spirit animal.
Because we're a zoologist.
Explain why that person is an animal. And we did a trial run with our friend Michael Lazarus, who did end up being on the show in the red blazer
guide to
New York City. He's a realtor. And he was hilarious, and we were like, "You're like an owl," and then very quickly we were like, "This doesn't work. It's not a thing." And he was like, "An owl."
You're really going extremely literal.
Yeah.
You need to stop.
Yeah,
Stick
we
to
were
it
like,
now.
let's just kind of like have it be a thing. And so now we're kind of like, oh, the guests are, the guests in the audience are like the animals, and the games are the teas, kind of as like a loose kind of vibe, but really. I think it's just a great title, and we just kind of have fun. It kind of follows the vibe of the show where nothing's too serious. Like, we don't take it too seriously. It's just for fun and lighthearted, and we just want to make people smile. So,
look, that's fantastic. And can I tell you what I thought it was?
Please.
Oh my God, yes.
So you guys, before I went back on your back catalogue and listened to all those shows, I knew you were in Newsstand Studios at Rockefella Plaza, and from listening to your show, I know that people can look in and see you. So I thought you were the animals, and when you go to the zoo, they tell you not to actually tease the animals or fish and things like that. Don't bang on the side of the glass and things like that. So that's what I thought was, look, we're in here. Don't tease the animals, sort of thing, because you can see us.
Oh my God, Darren!
So we're gonna be stealing. And copyright that on the official anthem now.
Our local.
Well, that
so much.
I love that, and it's so funny because now we're in a temporary space where we're literally at street level on 51st Street in the middle of Manhattan, and there are some characters that walk past us.
Very distracting. In the best way possible.
In the best way possible. Like, for instance, yesterday we were just recording a guest, a couple that's really good friends
co-founded.
Pam that co-founded a sex toy company.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sitting there talking about vibrators and like this parade of like a family with like 6 kids, I swear to God, all with like Legoland bags, just walking past us and looking in and waving. And we're like,
you sound bites are like,
you have no idea what we're talking about, but you're super cute. So we're just gonna wave at you. Yeah, it's hilarious, and I love that explanation. So thank you for that.
Thank you for that. We'll sound much better on interviews to come.
Not a problem. Yeah.
We'll give you credit everywhere.
Oh, look, no problems. It was just something I noticed, and you want to use it? Not a problem. All good. What I was going to say, because of where you are, and because of that setup with people able to look in and things like that, what's the funniest thing that you've actually seen or someone's done while you've been recording? Is there anything that's happened that's been?
So they always do tours. In our first studio, we were in the other side of the plaza, in the further south building, and still plated glass. Everybody could see us, but a group tour came through. 2 younger guys, and they came up against the window, like.
Pressed against the glass.
Pressed against
They were
it,
like a high school
like
group.
hot breath, and then like drew like hearts, and we were like, cool.
We were like,
Thank you. Somebody's gonna have to come and clean
that up. Like it was really. I was like, don't put your mouth on that.
So much. Do you listen to the show here? We wrote it down. We put it up against the window.
Yeah.
Cool.
The high school tour groups are probably the highlight because like
there was a crowd around,
and they crowded around, and it's so funny because it really makes you feel like you're way more important than you are, because they're like backs to us taking selfies with us like through the glass and stuff.
Oh, that's
like,
cool.
I was like, and it's kind of like you feel a little bit like the Beatles, but for like no reason at all. And it's just really fun.
We tried to take a selfie, but there were too many kids.
Yeah, it was.
We were like, oh wow, this is intense. We always joke like we're competing with Today's Show. We're open to that. We are so open to it.
It's a really close competition.
It's a
Super
tough
tight
market out
margins
there.
right now.
Hey, well, I for one would rather listen to you guys than the Today Show.
God,
So.
Thank you. Oh my God, we're not worthy.
I think that's the funniest one.
Okay, fair enough.
Wow.
I do want to ask you about the unofficial third member of your team, Joe.
Joe.
He's
Love
the
Joe.
best. I wish Joe was here.
Oh, Joe. He's so busy. Joe is actually the brainchild of Newsstand Studios.
Oh, okay.
He pitched to the corporate real estate firm that operates Rock Center, and said he could put the space in. He's got a baller radio background. Mm-hmm. He is so ultra aware of all the new trends and every kind of wire, audio. He loves
wire.
Every wire. He's got every wire.
He knows all of them.
He's big on wires.
I think we've brought out the kid in him because we're part of a very exclusive group at Newsstand Studios. We're the only comedy podcast, so he can kind of loosen up and play around. So his new thing, if you listen to the show in the beginning, Sarah used to be drunk with power. Now Joe is drunk with power. Every sound, we have conversations a week prior or the day of, like, we're talking about this today. I thought about this sound. Yesterday we went in and he was like, wow, sex toys, what? And Sarah was like, how do I
do that?
I didn't even think about that. And I was like, we need a buzz, we need a flutter, we need a rumble, we need this. But he was down and he came through with, he always goes above and beyond. That is Joe.
Oh yeah. And I think he has a really good time with it. It's like his creativity gets a chance to shine as well.
Okay.
And he kind of, it's really funny. We invited him to be a part of an improv game and he was like, that's where I draw the line. No, thank you. And,
Don't blame
otherwise, he's a really good sport. I mean, he lets us poke fun at him.
Yeah, we let him chime in sometimes. Yeah, he's sometimes the voice of reason.
Very often.
Wise.
Sometimes he breaks up the fight.
Sometimes we learn about him that we're like, God, Joe, you have a past. And it is ridiculous and hilarious. Yeah. And we're like, how did we not? Well, how would we know that?
Yeah, but like our Disney episode, he chimes in with just this gem about how the last time he went to Disney, he was a senior in high school, and he was basically tripping on acid. Mm-hmm. And we were like, whoa!
I remember that.
Not the same experience that we had.
I
understand that would be very interesting.
Oh my God.
Just so funny.
I remember when we first drew him in, I think it was the spa episode, it was the chores episode, and we gave him like a laundry list of shit to do, and he was like, like when we were done, he's like, so this is how it's going to be.
And that was our first
you're gonna like peg me for like
that was our
opinions
very first
and-
episode
yeah.
recording with him, and he was such a good sport.
Oh my god,
we like
he's
barely
always
knew
a
each
good
other.
sport.
He was great.
Yeah,
he was super
The
great.
best.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. As I listen to the episodes, you hear him come into it a little bit more, and you hear him actually say something rather than, I guess, he's just nodding at you guys. But now he actually chimes in. Maybe, is the tiebreaker sometimes on certain things. So, yeah.
I feel like I'm like my mom instinct kind of chimes in because I'm always like looking out for him. Like you can hear me in the episodes be like, Joe's looking at us like, wrap it up. Joe's looking at us like, what the fuck's happening?
Yeah.
It's just like the Wayne and Garth like count in where he's like 3, 2, and then the silent 1, and he like points at us, and I'm like, oh, you're so radio, it's so fancy, and I love it. I also like this kind of ongoing thing where I like to imagine like little Joe being like this sophisticated,
oh my god, you're sick.
where he's like always wearing like a black turtleneck. And like
that's how we met him.
Like, and I just imagine him having these intellectual, like existential conversations with adult. I don't know if that's what his childhood was like, but in my mind, that's what it was.
It was nice. Yesterday, I saw him out of work because after
in the wild.
I saw him.
Wow,
in the wild, just outside the studio. Because we did American Ballet Theater had an event last night to like support live theater coming back to New York, and I didn't know this, but the ballet actually used to perform at Rock Center like eons ago, and like last night was like a culmination of like they're back, like we're back, pandemic is we're getting past it, like live theater, it's to celebrate like a return of the arts and such, and he was out with his wife. Oh my god, I met her. She's pregnant and so sweet, and oh my god, they're great, amazing. Yeah, it was funny.
That's great, guys. Fantastic. I knew I had to ask about Joe because, as I said, he's becoming a little bit more of the show, and he's great too. So it's and your interactions are fantastic with him. So it's really good. It's a good part of the show. So
awesome.
I do ask all my guests to count down a list from a topic.
God, I'm so ready. Let's do
so
this.
Your topic, if you'd like to introduce your topic to everybody.
Well, we chose buddy movies.
Yes, we did.
Very good.
Because we're buddies and we like movies.
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so it's buddy movies. Who would like to go first?
The lady.
Okay, I'll go first. Okay, so I'm going 10. My 10th.
You're 10.
My 10th.
Number 10.
Place one.
Number 10.
Number 10.
I'm going to go, this might be a little off center for buddy movies in the definition of them, but I'm going to go Green Book.
Okay, you're going to have to do all the heavy lifting on that one because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Absolutely. I am totally going to mispronounce his name.
Viggo and
it's Viggo and
Mortensen. Viggo Mortensen.
Viggo Mortensen and Mar. Oh my god!
You're not going to say it.
I'm totally going to butcher his name.
The actor who won
the Academy Award. Mahershala Ali.
Oh, okay. Yep. I know who you mean.
I know that I mispronounced
That is a good one. Oh my god.
And it's such a beautiful film. And the only reason it's not higher for me is because it's not like the funny buddy movie.
Wait a minute. Okay, Darren, you don't know this movie you said?
No,
okay.
I don't. No.
Okay, so Viggo is hired as a driver, and
he's like a New Jersian like tough guy. He's used to working for like the mob,
right? And he's hired as this Mahershala. I don't want to butcher it.
Mahershala.
He is
sure that's
like outstanding jazz performer,
jazz musician.
Okay.
He's like he's got like doctorates and he's very smart.
But it's in the 50s when segregation and Jim Crow was still unfortunately a very big part of the United States history at that point. And his tour is all in the South.
Okay.
So it's Viggo Mortensen's job to kind of make sure he gets to gigs on time and make sure that he is protected and safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was, and like they're both very private, but
and Viggo Mortensen gets to kind of confront some of his internal racism that he didn't necessarily know that he had.
Okay.
Through this like friendship that he forges with this very sophisticated,
Yeah, towards
extremely
the end they
intelligent
like
black
have
man.
Christmas dinner together.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Fucking great.
It's a
Yeah.
great movie.
I would have
That's
not
my
have
pitch.
that does not I don't hold the candle to you.
But the rest of the ones that I have are comedy. Like I said, it probably would have been higher, except it doesn't really. It's
Thanks
not
for the
really that like
precursor.
genre of like you know
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah,
Of
but
buddy movie. So
yeah.
I'm just get the serious one out of the way first. But
that's
excellent
cool.
movie. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend.
Okay, so
You need to-
my number 10 is It Takes Two. Olsen twins.
Okay. Again, I haven't seen that one.
That's number 10. Okay. It's basically like Parent Trap at summer camp,
Yes.
but with Kirstie Alley and Steve Guttenberg ending up together
Okay.
because of
And the kids are
Michelle
identical
Tanner.
strangers.
It's very bizarre. There's a woman that has gum in her hair for the rest of her life.
So good.
It's just it's down there on number 10, but it is a great buddy movie because they work together.
Oh, it's so great. I totally agree with
It
that.
does not compare to Green Book.
Cinematically speaking, maybe
No,
not, but like
absolutely not.
nostalgia is real with that one.
Okay.
That was a great.
Okay,
great
so we managed to pick 2 buddy movies that Darren did not know anything about. Go to your number 9. Go to your number 9.
Okay.
That's all right. Not a problem.
My number 9, I guess I'm gonna go Ricky Bobby, Talladega Night.
Talladega.
Wow.
With
Ricky
Will
Bobby
Ferrell
and
and John C. Reilly.
If you're not first, you're last.
Cal Norton Jr. Hell yeah. If you ain't
baby
first,
infant
you're
Jesus.
last. I wake up in the morning, I'll piss excellence.
excellence.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dear
That's a
sweet
great
baby
movie.
infant, 8-pound, 2-ounce.
It was a man. He had a beard.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Such a great scene.
Sorry, Darren.
That's all right. And Sacha Baron Cohen in that movie as well. It's a funny
Yes.
movie. That's a funny
Oh,
movie.
it's so great.
Oh, that's a good
Frenchman.
one.
So good.
Oh, hell
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
I love that.
Okay. I mean, I don't want to make this number 9, but I'll go there with you. Step Brothers.
Oh my god!
Did you just become best friends?
So alive.
Yes.
You
So
know it.
good.
And they make adult bunk beds.
Oh,
my God.
the worst
Hilarious.
bunk beds
So
ever
many
known to man.
activities.
So many activities. Oh my god, so great.
Oh, I must admit, I like how he asks him to sing, and
Yep,
his
yep.
reaction.
Your voice is a
Voice is an
combination
angel.
of Fergie and Jesus.
It's-
I can't even look at you right now. So good. Best line in the movie. So good.
yeah,
I
it's-
forgot about that part.
Yeah, it's good. Well, I have 3 boys, so those sorts of movies, they love that sort of
Your
stuff.
life is the Catalina wine mix.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so
It's
good.
the greatest drum solo ever known to man as well. So yeah.
Echo, you're heard. Everybody
gosh.
hears you. You're fine.
Yeah, no, it's
Okay, go ahead.
that's a legendary movie.
So, what are we at? Number 8 now?
Number 8 now.
Right. No, number 8? Okay. Or, no, 7.
No,
8.
8.
8? Okay, JK. Oh man, there's so many good ones. in
Don't
here.
take any of mine. Don't look over here.
I'm gonna go again a little off center, but I'm gonna go The Intern.
Wow!
Oh, okay.
Robert De Niro
Excellent!
and Anne Hathaway.
Wow!
Yeah, that's-
Good one.
That's
oh my
cool.
god.
So
Yeah.
endearing. I
It is
love that
very
movie.
endearing. I would want Robert De Niro to be my
Oh my god!
father
Can you
figure
imagine?
/ intern
Slash marriage counselor /
/ babysitter
Babysitter.
/ driver
yes
slash-
/ mentor. On
uh,
how to be alive.
what is that? Jiu-jitsu
Tai Chi.
Tai Chi
Mhm.
master. Thank you.
I just
Yeah.
love that pairing. It's so unexpected and so delightful.
Exactly, and that's what, compared to what you've just chosen, the dynamic between those two is a lot different, and but still really enjoyable. So yeah, definitely.
So good.
Okay.
Sorry, you make me look like a dick. Okay, this is number 8. I'm gonna go Twins.
Classic.
Oh, get out! Oh my
Classic.
god, so good.
So
Arnold
good.
Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito,
Oh,
driving cars on the side
good.
at their finest. It's great.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's
and like wooing the ladies in like a dive bar, and their matching outfits with their thrusting pelvises. I love it.
Yes.
So good.
Yeah, look at a classic buddy movie. Now is that 80s or 90s?
80s.
80s.
80s, yeah, I thought it was, yeah.
Late 80s, though, right?
but-
Late 80s.
yeah.
They hated each other, and then they found out that they were related, and Danny tries to manipulate it, and it comes full circle when they find their mom, and they love each other.
So great.
It's one of those ones
Such
where
good casting.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, I thought he was actually pretty good. I liked his comedic timing was pretty good. And
Very good.
all right, number 7.
Yep.
Okay, number
Number
7.
7.
I'm going to go, this is a very iconic one, and people will probably get mad at me and think that it should be higher, but I have more favorites than this. I'm going to say Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh
my God, that's a great one.
yeah,
I
Kevin
think
Smith.
it's okay where it is. You
Yeah.
probably have like
And only because
Other ones.
that style of comedy isn't necessarily my style, but
Yeah.
their dynamic together like cannot be denied.
oh my God.
Yeah, Jason and Kevin are pretty, like they've been together forever, and you can't think of one without thinking of the other, to be honest. So, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
That's
So
so
ridiculous.
good. That's a good
Silent
one.
Bob, I love it so much.
Okay, I'm gonna align with that. I'm gonna go Dumb and Dumber. Ooh,
Oh, that's a good buddy.
Gary! Lloyd. Oh my God.
So good.
I would do that with you. I would get matching tuxedos
Yes.
and show up like
Yes.
idiots, and
I love that.
yeah,
We should do that as like a publicity stunt.
I love that.
That's perfect.
Go right.
I think it's right up your alley, guys. I think that'd be fantastic. So, and you have to arrive in the car with the big ears.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
very on brand.
Here you go.
Exactly.
Here you go.
No, that's great.
Honey. Oh my God.
Okay, so let's take a little bit of a break, and we'll be back in a sec. As a new podcaster, one of the annoying things I have found about trying to collect the reviews you get for your show is that Apple, for example, only show you the reviews you get in the iTunes store of the country that the review is made in. So if someone reviews my show in Canada, I won't even know they've reviewed unless they tell me. And I won't be able to see the review unless I log into that country's iTunes page. And honestly, that sounds like a lot of hard work. However, I recently signed up for a service that aggregates all of your ratings and reviews from a number of sources and displays them for you all in one place. Not only that, but they also offer a link for your podcast that automatically displays only the rating and review platforms compatible with your listener's device. So people don't have to wonder or search for how and where they can rate and review your show. Go check out mypodcastreviews.com. And I'd be grateful if you could please use my affiliate link when you join to let them know who sent you. It's in the show notes. And if you want to rate and review my show, you can go to lovethepodcast.com/myguestlistpod. Now back to the countdown. And we're back. And all right, so we've gone from 10 to 7. I do want to get to know you guys a little bit more as well. So I wanted to ask you, as entertainers, I've heard some stories, especially the story of where you guys met in Colorado. What's been your favorite or your best job as an entertainer?
Oh man.
That's really tough. You go first.
No.
It's so hard. That's such a tough question, Dara. That's a great question. It's funny because I feel like, so for me, because my background's mostly in musical theater, I would probably say it would be one of my like roles in a musical.
Okay.
But each role gives you something so totally different because you're in, so it's really tough. I did a production of I Love You're Perfect Now Change. Which if you've never seen that show, it's extremely funny. It has totally stood the test of time. It's all about relationships and love and dating. And it's a 4-person show, but each scene you're a different character. So it was this just really, really awesome creative experience and a super fun show and an amazing cast, just great.
Okay, is that based on a book or a movie or something, or is it just an original play?
Yeah, it's an original musical, I believe.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it was just out of the mind of a couple people.
Oh, I'll have a look at that. My wife and I are going to see Moulin Rouge for her it was her birthday. So
good.
Well, hopefully we are.
So good.
Depending.
Yeah, here's hoping. Holy
Depending-
cow.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
So good.
We've seen Cabaret and a few other musicals together. That's sort of like we don't get a chance, although the boys are getting older, we don't get a chance to get out that much together and do things like that. But now that the boys are getting older, we're going to start doing a lot more. And she loves going to see musicals and plays and things like that. So something we'll probably do a little bit more of now. And I booked the tickets as soon as it was available and for later in the year, because who knew what was going to happen.
Right.
So we'll see how it goes. But
fingers crossed it goes up. Yeah. That would be so great.
Yeah.
It's a spectacle for sure. It's so beautiful.
Beautiful. Mm. It's one of the most stunning shows I've ever seen. It's amazing.
Great. Fantastic.
Wow. I don't know.
Don't be mad I didn't say chorus line.
I'm not mad. I think I got the best out of you for that, because I kept you. Oh God, it's so hard. I worked in some seriously amazing places. I had to sit down in Missouri, Maples Rec Theater in Macon, Missouri. It happened very suddenly. I did not think I was going to book it, and when I booked it, I got my contract and it said all these different roles, and I was like, wow, I need to do my homework. I don't know any of these shows, and this is going to be great.
Is it a whole
but
season?
The contract was only for like a certain amount of weeks, and I was like, I'm not understanding. And then my roommate was like, it's rep theater,
Wow.
Pam, and I was like, and so basically, I am rehearsing a show while I was putting up another show, and then while that show was in production, I was starting to learn another show. So when the other show was ending, the other show was going up, and then I was starting to learn a new one. I was contracted for 3 of the 4 shows in the season, and it was a round robin of, okay, we're doing this show tonight, this show this afternoon, and we're going to check that show tonight. And it made me made my brain stronger.
So would you do like a 2-week run of each show and then move on to the next one? Or was it like rep where you would do like one show on Tuesday, a different show on Wednesday, a different show on Thursday, then go back to the first show on Friday, and then?
No, I think it was once Sweet Charity. So once Sweet Charity was up, I was in rehearsals for Arsenic.
So it's like stock kind of situation.
Sweet Charity was over after 4 weeks, and then Arsenic had 2 weeks left, and then I started teching My Favorite Year.
Yep.
And I finished Arsenic and Old Lace after 6 weeks, and then I finished out. So I was doing a matinee of Sweet Charity and then a night show of Arsenic and Old Lace. Daytime Arsenic and Old Lace and night show of My Favorite Year.
So they ran, oh wow, that's insane.
Yeah. So they ran concurrent a lot of times. So did you ever get
I was like, this is awesome. That's fun. I was 23 years old and I was like, yeah, sleep when I'm dead. This is dope. I love my life. I was making good money. And that was, all of those shows, when you rehearse for a show and you're with people for a certain amount of time, it's that bubble, right? I think that's what
so close to people.
Oh, I loved it so much, and I question sometimes, like, wow, I must be a really bad friend because I haven't kept in touch with a lot of these people that I was so close with. But in reality, you're in your own bubble, and then you go back to the reality of, they don't live in New York. They live in reality, California. They don't live in New York. They're a local in Colorado. So, I mean, it's hard. You do your best to keep in touch, but life happens.
Well, and also in reality, you really only knew those people for 2 or 3 months.
Right.
And then you go back to your life. And even though you do become very close with them, because oftentimes you're working 10 or 12 hours a day together and then sharing an apartment, your house together, you're sharing a company car, you go grocery shopping together. I mean, it is like all in. So you learn, it's almost like a survival.
Yeah, it's like being on the cast of The Bachelor.
Because otherwise, like, it could be a truly heinous experience. Yeah. You don't get along with everybody.
That experience, because it was so intense, it could have gone either way. I loved my time. I still reminisce, like, God, I wish I could go back. I was asked to go back the next fall, and I had already booked something else, and I had to say no, and it broke my heart to say no, because I had grown so close with the artistic director and the people directing and the people who did the music, but also the town. For a while there, I lived with a family until my housing was ready, because there was an overflow of actors, obviously, with all the shows. And then also doing, because the artistic director was from there and he had gotten the space. It was a national landmark. It was the Royal Theater. And it's along this one little drag with like, there's still literally like a general store, and you sit at the bar and you have a float or whatever. That was adorable. Family owned a furniture shop and a cinema. They were so involved, and the community.
And what was
adorable.
the zip code, and how many people were in the town?
And my identity is still there. And I love my time.
It sounds like you either come out a stronger performer or with PTSD.
It's a combination of both.
Well, and like, quite frankly, you really do rely on the kindness of strangers, because I have friends that have quit theater because they've been in a situation where the people are just terrible and not nice, and they say, you know, I don't want to do this. I don't want to spend my time around people like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, but if you just go somewhere else, like you'll find new people, and there are nice people, I swear. But it's tough. It's really a grab bag, because sometimes you get, for the most part, when you're working in professional theater, you get really, truly spectacular, wonderful people.
Okay.
And sometimes, yeah, you know, not that.
We are both very fortunate.
Very fortunate.
That never happened to us.
Yeah, absolutely, 1,000,000%.
Sarah's soapbox. That's it.
Soapbox is off. I'm off soapbox.
You had a bad
Fair
experience. Sarah feels for you, so do I. But we are very fortunate enough that didn't happen.
That's good. Well, I won't ask you about your worst experiences then, because obviously, you want to put those to the back of the mind and forget them, and just concentrate on the good memories then. So,
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I would have I'd have a hard time picking out a worst experience, because I think it's more of like aspects of each job were like the worst.
Yeah.
Like I did a national tour once where it was, you know, we were in a new state every day. So we would be on the bus for 8 or 12 hours in the morning. We'd get to the theater, arrive straight to the theater, go into tech, do a performance, go to some crappy motel, and sleep in a sleeping bag that you brought with you because the motel was so bad. And then you get to the hotel around 12 o'clock at night after you've done the show, struck the set, because you're moving on. And then you get a bus call at like 4 a.m.
See, I did the same thing, and I loved every minute of it.
I loved it in a lot of aspects. It was I was exhausted by the end of it.
I would say you would be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of those is enough for me. Yeah. And there were like other ones where I did dinner theater, and I had to wait tables and like clean the toilets after I did the show. Mm-hmm. You know, and I mean, it's like there's just this broad range of like different experiences that you can have that are just, but that's also kind of what makes it wonderful. Like you hear about people, oh, I paid my dues, and it's like, well, I did all of these other things that weren't necessarily my favorite, but I did them so that I could have this experience with these amazing people doing this great show and performing.
Character building, so.
Totally. 1,000,000%.
I guess I just have I have like a selective memory, and
well, on tour you just drink your way through it. That's the only way. I'm joking, Darren, but I'm really
oh
not.
my god. Oh my god. I don't know. There were aspects of contracts that were hard for me, but
Sure.
I don't know. I don't have a worst
I don't think I
contract.
have a worst contract
there were.
either.
I mean, there were sad parts of my contract. I remember. It's so funny. Like it was really hard doing a contract. I was in New Hampshire on a contract with a guy, and it was a straight comedy play, no music. And where we were, oh my god, I felt like Baby and Dirty Dancing. It was very picturesque. Meredith, New Hampshire, stunning, gorgeous, Winnipesaukee Playhouse, absolutely breathtaking.
Nice.
Oh my god, it's gorgeous. And it went from an 86-seater black box, and now they're in a barn in Laconia, and they've built their way up. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous. I loved my time there. Having said that, the guy I play opposite of we just did not get along, and I was like, I don't have a problem with you. But we faked it till we made it, and we shared a car, and
Ooh.
I made the best of that time because I made friends outside of the show, and that kind of kept me.
Okay.
That's rough. That's rough when you're not, when you don't have a connection with someone.
Yeah.
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 Dollywood. I did a show with Dolly, and then that was theme park. I had never done that before. So they compare when you do the shows, when you get cast, they compare, theme show is very aligned with cruise ship. You do 3 to 5 shows a day, depending on the day.
Yep.
And then if it's a holiday show, you kind of up the ante. And I mean, we're in the Bible Belt, and Christmas is it.
Yeah.
So I think there were points where like I would do 5 shows, sometimes 7 shows. The shows were only 45 minutes, but they were
Intense.
big
That's a
shows.
lot.
I went in, I learned how to be in stilts. I had to learn how to twirl a rifle. It was intense. It was hard, but I made some great friends, and I made some money, and
That's great.
But like, yeah, it was a rough contract, but I got to work with I went in fully knowing, eyes open, like, this is going to be tough, and I'm leaving during the holidays. I don't really want to be away during the holiday, but you know what? I put my head down. I have a credit with Dolly Parton, and I guess I thought, like, oh, she's workshopping 9 to 5. Maybe I'll rub shoulders and I get a chance to that. It did not happen.
Very good. That's some great stories. You guys have lived, such colourful and eventful lives with the careers that you've had. That's great. Do you think the podcast it was perfect for someone like yourselves who has you've done so much, and now you're settled back into a little bit quieter life? I guess it's is this fulfilling some sort of a hole in your lives or a need that you needed?
So I can say for me, it is. I was performing and doing everything, and then, as a backup job, I had hospitality work. I have 12 years in hotels, and then, it's amazing because performers are human, and life goes on, and your
we have other
priorities
wants
shift
too, other than just the next contract and the next show. We want to have families.
We talked about. We actually just talked. It's so funny you're bringing this up because we actually just talked about it, and it's like the dream didn't die, and the goals didn't necessarily go away or stop or change. They just shifted because there was a want for more. Another chapter has started, whether you want to acknowledge that or not. We both, got married to very, very, very generous,
supportive,
kind, and what's the word I'm looking for? They're very easygoing gentlemen. And they're very supportive. 100% supportive. And then I had a baby, and it kind of shifted. Like, I can't be going anywhere for jobs anymore. It's kind of stay in one thing. And then we bought a house, and it was like, roots are made, and where do we go from here? And I still think I'm trying to navigate that. Pandemic worked in my favor because I needed a change. I felt like a little bit of a tug of a war. I had taken on a job with a buddy that I had worked with before, but it was in New York. Well, our house and everything for our kid in New Jersey. So I felt like Stretch Armstrong, and it wasn't working. So I decided to come home literally 2 months before the pandemic. And before I knew it, I was home indefinitely. And I really honed in on, like, what is going to make me happy. Like, hospitality it was never my intention to make hospitality like my, like, career, even though it absolutely did. It ironically, like, it went neck and neck with what I wanted to do in the arts. And then before I knew it,
and it served you for those years that you were able to do theater.
Right.
But now it's like theater changes, and in terms of how it can fit into your life. And now with Marlo, I mean, it's just very...
Priorities change as you get older too, and like you said, things change. You get responsibilities that you have to account for, and obviously with Marlo, you've got a family, and
your standards change too. I mean, it's like, I don't want to go and do a show for $100 a week where I'm going to kill my body and not my husband and have to sleep in a bed that's not mine in a crummy apartment with a bunch of strangers. That's not worth my time.
That's what your 20s are for.
Exactly.
And we lived that life and lived it good. Like, it's like your chapters change. And so, I mean, I would totally second that. I think that the podcast for me, it fills a different kind of a spot in my heart where it's kind of more like I get to be myself, and I get to express myself in a way that isn't putting on a mask and being someone else. Because, in theater in New York, you're auditioning all the time. I mean, constantly, every day, you're pounding the pavement. You're going from one audition to the next to the next.
Okay.
And you're just constantly taking turns being the most charming and amazing and authentic version of yourself you possibly can, and then switching into character, and then switching out and being the most charming and amazing person part of you that you can be, and then you're walking out of the room and you're changing your shoes and you're running down the street to the next one.
Oh God.
And it's, it can be very draining, emotionally speaking. And this is great because I can be creative. I can use humor, but it's on my terms. And it's something that I want to say. It's not using someone else's words in a way that I want to tell that story.
Mm-hmm.
It's different.
I think it was also what came into play in regards to podcasts. I think I finally came to a point in my life, the life that I had made and that I had chose. I had that theater career. I transitioned into hospitality without even really knowing it. And then, life sort of happened, married, house, kid, and then pandemic. And I think I came to a crossroads of I need to have a job that allows me to be Stretch Armstrong without feeling like Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah.
And I desperately need that creative in my life. Desperately. That's what makes me happy. Mm-hmm. And, writing the shows and taking class, getting back into classes and really getting strong so that our improvs don't sound like garbage. Writing again and really going in on sketch and what it takes to make something come off the paper so that we don't look like ass clowns. Mm-hmm. And I would never, ever want to put Sarah in a position, where she's not comfortable. And I think we both got, ironically enough, very comfortable being home. Mm-hmm. And this was an absolute breath of fresh air for us to do the podcast with each other and to talk about stuff that has nothing to do with the outside world.
Right, totally. And what's great about it, too, is that I don't feel like it has to be one or the other. I think that there's a spot in our lives for a theater career as well as doing a podcast, as well as being a wife and a mother, as well as being a friend. And, it's all just a balancing act in how you want to spend your time. But I think it's totally doable.
Yeah.
And
fantastic.
it's fun.
That's great. Look, outside of the podcast and obviously Marlo and Echo and your husbands, and I encourage anyone that listens and goes and listens to a lot of your shows to definitely listen to the show with your husbands and the show with your mums. They were both amazing. They were fantastic. They were really, really good. And you can see how supportive your spouses are from that show. You guys must have a really fun time together, the two of you, individually, but also the pairs when they get together. The four of you must have a laugh riot.
Nick and Mike, when they get together, we're just like, go ahead and make out already. Get it over with. They are
the bromance.
Take your time. The bromance is palpable. It's so real. And they're such good friends. And it's just so awesome. Yeah.
One more question before we get back into your countdown. What other things do you guys, what other interests do you have? Are you cyclists? You do Pilates, yoga?
Wow.
What else do you do?
That's a great question. Nobody ever asked us about those things. I really enjoy cooking and baking. Mm-hmm. The dog takes up a lot of our time. Obviously, we like to take her to the beach. We try to we don't have kids yet, so we try to really give our dog the most fulfilling life we possibly can.
Yeah, the fur baby.
Yeah, exactly, our fur baby. We visit family a lot. We love to travel. I love to travel, and it's just been so hard to be stuck in the house for the last year and a half. So we've been slowly but surely visiting with family that we haven't seen in a long time, visiting with friends that we haven't seen, taking little road trips. And it's been awesome to get back into that. What else do I like to do? I have an on again, off again relationship with exercise.
Don't we
I
all?
like certain things about it. Once I'm doing it, it's great. So I like to do Pilates and yoga, and then been into kind of shadow boxing a little bit lately.
I thought you were gonna hurt me.
Or hit high intensity
Don't hit me.
training. I'm doing that Chris Hemsworth app. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Great. It's so fantastic.
Yeah.
And voiceover takes up a lot of my time. I'm a workaholic, so it's up first thing in the morning. I'm in the booth. At night, I'm
Still
on submission pages trying to send my stuff to people. Working for yourself is a very, very very time consuming
Oh,
job.
definitely. I'm sure. Yeah. Look, I've got some friends
Not
that,
hours in a day.
yeah, that do it themselves. And I think they didn't realize how much work it is when you're actually your own boss. Sometimes it's a
right.
lot more
You're
work
every-
than, yeah, just going to a job at 9 to 5 and then coming home and forgetting about it. And then, yeah, they've
Yeah.
worked out that there's, all the paperwork and everything else that goes with it, apart from actually doing the job. Yeah,
Yes.
there's a lot to it.
Yes. Yeah, it's a lot.
How about you, Pam? What are you into?
I love to travel. It's so funny. I feel like the social planner for my child. It's come to the point now. When my kid wakes up in the
everywhere.
morning, she's like, "What are we doing?" And I was like, "I've created a fucking monster. I'm just relaxing today. Why can't you be happy with that?" I do. I think I'm one of those moms where like I just want her to experience everything, and I want her to do stuff with me and feel comfortable, and I want her to be independent and smart and funny and brave. And so I feel like, I'll drive to the beach. We'll visit family in Pennsylvania. My in-laws have a boat, so we're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, like, my husband and I, hospitality, for as long as we were in it, got that, like, oh, my God, we should go there. We should go there. So, like, prior to pandemic, we were supposed to go to Iceland with her, and then we were going to go
okay.
the end of summer to Portugal.
Oh,
None of that
fantastic.
happened.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would love to travel, like, internationally with Marlo and do, like, London and Paris and all that kind of stuff with, like, my mom.
Yep.
What else? I have gotten back into dancing. I can't believe I'm even saying that out loud. Found a dance studio near me, and
Okay.
oh my God.
Why didn't you tell me this? I
Oh
didn't
my
know
God.
that.
I think I kept it like a secret because truth be told,
There's a workout. There's a workout right there.
I think it's
Such a scary thing
It
to try
is
to go back to.
it is.
Your body loses
Yep.
flexibility.
It's like riding a bike, Sarah. I gotta be
Okay,
honest.
good
Being
for
back in
you.
that room, it's
Yeah.
a little sore,
Yeah.
but it just brings me so much joy. I don't even think of it as a workout because I'm so just into it,
That's awesome. Yeah.
and working out because I'm tell you something. When you have a kid, your body will work against you. That gut won't go away, and grandma's flap under your arms is not just grandma's; it's yours. And working out has become a huge thing for me. I got really kind of down and sick just before pandemic, and then in pandemic, and I'm finally like feeling better, which is great. And yeah,
Pam's also now an expert on all children's movies that have ever.
oh my God, I love movies.
Anytime I found
Love
recently
movies.
where it's like we'll be talking about something and she's like, "Oh, it's just like in Mitchell's and the Machine." And I'm like, "Is it just like in that movie?
Oh, that's
Is it not like the robots take over?"
Yeah.
I don't see
Watched
this
it 7
correlate,
times,
but
thank you.
okay. She's like, "Oh, it's just like in Moana." Is it though?
Yeah,
So funny.
but even with that is a love I share with my child as
Yeah.
well as just movies raised me. My mother
same.
could not afford a babysitter, and I went to every movie, and I'm not that. Movies. What else?
You both do you read at all? Like I know, Sarah, you're into a lot of sort of like self-confessed nerdy stuff.
Oh yes.
Oh
yes.
I'm a big reader myself, and I was interested when you guys mentioned that on your show as well. So that sort of stuff. So
I love to read. I actually have gotten on our Audible, and if I can't read, then at least I can play it in the car. Right now, I'm reading I finished one of the 3 books I told you, and then
I do love to read. It's so hard to find the time to do it.
yeah, you're always in the booth, man. You're
I'm
working
just constantly
always.
on the laptop and at the end of the day, I just want to let my brain relax. And maybe I should just try to get into some more, when I read, I'm not like proactive enough to try to do like self-help or like self-improvement or whatever. I'm all about, or like historical nonfiction or whatever. I'm about escapism, pure and simple. Like I want adventure. I want some magic. I want some
yeah.
I just want to relax. So yeah, maybe I should just try to get into that a little bit more. Take my eyes off of a screen for a second. It's
but
so
that's
tough.
it. I mean, I get it. Like when you're tired, you just want to zone out. Yeah, I get it.
Well, now even with television watching, episodic seasons coming. So it's like when you watch TV, you watch for a purpose as an actor. You choose what's filming near me. You choose what casting directors do I know. You choose what producers and directors do I like, and where can I fit? What world can I fit into? I better watch those shows because I only have so many time during the day, and I have to focus.
Yeah.
No way, I'm going for like 10.
Yeah, and then sometimes I'm just like Great British Bake Off. I can't handle anything else. Like that's just all the time. Or Magnolia TV, they just launched yesterday. I'm super excited about that.
Everyone's asleep. Sex life it is. Do this. Yeah.
Yeah, I must admit, it is. We had my first boy, and then 5.5 years later we had the other two, and there's only 15 months between the two little ones. So, I read the whole Harry Potter series on the toilet because that was the only place I could get away from my kids.
It's funny though, you see those like videos and the memes where like the little fingers are coming under the door and you're like, "Guys, what are you doing in there?" And you're like, "I just need a minute."
Yeah, it was pretty much like that. I used to be a pretty voracious reader, and I hadn't for ages. And when it was just Nick, my first boy, that was the only way I could get, because he was, our only child at that time, and I was very, very, and I still am very, very hands on with everything we do in terms of I've coached the boys for basketball for 15 years now, and I did all the kinder days. I did all the there's all mums, and it's just me as well.
Hey! Yes! For you. And you know what? Yes. Your kids are probably readers now too.
I wish.
They will be.
I hope so. Look, my first boy probably more so, but as we had the two little ones, I guess phones, tablets, and all that sort of stuff became more prolific, and because of that, they spend a lot of time on those, and we sort of held those back from them for a little while, but we didn't want them to be socially awkward as well, be pariahs because they didn't have a phone.
A key part of life now. You can't deprive your kid of something that's going to be a tool for them for the rest of their lives.
Well, exactly. And they this is a funny story, but it's not supposed to be about me, but it was just it's just funny because we banned him from Xbox. He was playing too much, and we banned him from Xbox. So we took away his controller, but the next time we banned him, we actually left the controller in the room, and I just turned off the Wi-Fi, the access to Wi-Fi for his Xbox. He changed his own MAC address so that he could get back on.
Oh my god!
I didn't know whether to actually admonish him or to actually say, "Hey, well done, bud." That's pretty good.
Super impressed. Great work. You still can't play Xbox.
Exactly right. And that's what happened. And he Googled that. He Googled that on his phone, and he learned how to do it. And so I guess they are reading and they're learning, but in a different way. And I guess we just had to be open to that a little bit more. But I still, to this day, say that your grammar, your vocabulary, your comprehension is all better from reading books. Yeah. And that's what I try to get them to do as much as I can. I'm like you. I do a lot of, I'm into a lot of the, science fantasy, science fiction sort of books. So I go, guys, there's heaps there for you to be interested in, choose from, but not a great deal of luck so far, but we'll see. But anyway.
I got her in the library. Like I tweak it and be like, oh, they're doing like the library sent you this, and if you do it, you do this program, and you can get points. And then the first point you hit, you get a gift card. Second point, you get another prize. And so it's literally like a program where like it makes her read.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I'm like, okay, we're doing this. This is happening.
Yeah. Cool. I also read all day, kind of.
Technically,
I'm
yes.
like speaking into a microphone as I'm reading, but it's not the same. Yeah.
No, it's not.
All right, let's get back into your countdown. So number 7.
Oh, number 7 or number 6?
Number 7. Sorry, no, you're right. Number 6. My fault. Number 6,
okay,
exactly.
Okay, let's do this.
Okay, I'm gonna go again. Little bit.
Don't look at mine.
Not normal. I'm gonna go. The Other Woman.
Okay.
You know that movie?
Cameron Diaz
and Leslie Mann.
Wow,
and,
talk about like buddies that should have never been buddies.
But it's such a great female
They end up being
buddy.
like,
Okay.
Yes, I love it.
And again, another one that I haven't seen. Sorry.
Oh my god!
It's a chick movie, but like men should also watch it, I think.
Okay.
So Leslie Mann has a husband, and she kind of has a suspicion that he's cheating. He's totally cheating on her with
Okay.
Cameron Diaz,
Who's the mistress.
Yeah.
But she doesn't know that he's married.
She doesn't know.
They find out together, and at the same time they find out that he's also got a girlfriend.
Another one, a side
piece,
check.
Busy
who's
man.
like this young, this young, like gorgeous. Oh God, what's her name?
I don't know.
Kate Upton.
Yes.
Okay.
Kate
Yep,
Upton.
yep, yep.
Yeah, and so it's like,
Fembot.
and then they all
Gorgeous.
like come together to try to ruin his life.
Okay.
Spoiler
Revenge.
scene and everything. It's really
It's
good.
wonderful.
You should check it
Totally
out.
check it out.
Okay, no worries. I shall. Sounds like one my wife would like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure she would.
All right, so we're sticking with Lady Power. I'm gonna go Romeo and Michelle.
That's
So
Oh
fucking great.
that
Oh my God.
that's a cool
Posted.
movie. Yeah,
Oh
so
my
good.
God, it's so good.
and I loved
it's-
Lisa Kudrow in Friends,
she's
so I was a big
so
fan.
wonderful.
Anyway,
Yeah.
She's so great.
And it was great to see Mira Sorvino do something. That was right after I had just seen her in the HBO movie Marilyn and Norma Jean.
Oh,
Oh, wow, it was so great. It was like worlds opposite. It was so good.
yeah,
It was nice to like see her like let loose and be completely
that was a
off
fun
kilter.
movie. Yeah, it was a
That
fun
was a
movie.
great movie. And they made it a musical.
Oh, you
They
kidding?
made it a musical, and it was happening in LA at the top of like just before pandemic, and it was supposed to like fully run. It was in like previews, and then I don't know what happened to it. I pray to God it comes to New York, because I would be Jimmy Garofalo's character. I would smoke a cigarette all the way down to the end before the bell rang, and I'd flick it right at that cowboy guy. Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
Definitely
that's
do
cool.
that.
That's a cool. That's a good one. I actually like. That's a really good one. I like that one. Okay. All right, number 5.
Oh man.
I know you're gonna take some of mine. We've been so lucky, but I know you're
Yeah,
gonna take
I'm
some of
really
mine.
surprised. Number 5, I'm gonna go Ted.
Wow.
Oh,
okay.
Mark Wahlberg. Yeah. Okay.
So
And
great.
Seth MacFarlane, I just love it. And I love that
my
he's a
God.
teddy bear.
Yeah.
Okay.
So quirky.
All right. That's a good movie.
Yeah.
Thunder
So good they made a
Buddies.
sequel.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. I'm gonna go Super Bad.
Oh, nice.
So great.
Very
There's
good.
even like there's almost I'm tempted to say there's almost a trifecta, but there's not, because McLovin.
Oh
is
yeah.
not-
Oh,
he could be Joe. Like
Yeah.
McLovin could be Joe, and like
Oh.
Dyer.
Okay, and the
Or
other
Darren.
woman-
Darren could be McLovin, I guess. I don't know.
and the other woman is Joe, Kate Upton.
Yeah. Should have thought of like 3
Oh, I
friends.
love it. Okay.
That's cool. Yeah. Look,
Okay.
that's actually a favorite in this household. My eldest boy loves Superbad, and
Oh my
Oh,
God,
it's
it's
so
so
good.
good.
we're waiting for my younger two to probably get it. Well, one of them's they're probably old enough to, I guess, to watch it. It's a fun movie. Yeah.
Yeah, look, Aladdin.
Wow.
All right. So that would make us up to number 4.
Gonna go 4, and then we take a break, right?
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
My
4.
number 4 is 21 Jump Street.
Wow.
Oh,
remake.
nice. The remake. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum, like that was some casting magic right there.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go. I'll go Pulp Fiction. Samuel Jackson.
Wow.
And John
John
Travolta.
Travolta.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not
Flip it
Bruce
on
Willis
you.
in that.
yeah.
I know that he's not part of the buddy,
Not part of
but
the buddy.
like he's so good.
It's not traditionally probably what you call a buddy movie as such, but the
Buddy scene. I don't know. It comes
No,
full circle.
no,
John
that's
Travolta
totally,
and Samuel L. Jackson.
They're buddies for
Right.
sure.
They're buddies.
exactly, yeah, and that's what I was going to say. I said, but the on-screen dynamic between those two in that movie was just fantastic, and it's definitely passes as a
Joe could be
buddy
Bruce,
section.
Yeah.
and then Darren could be Uma Thurman.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So everyone's included. Okay, great.
How come I'm getting the needle in the
Oh,
chest?
Hey, we're inviting you to live your best life. I'm not mad at
Darren's
that.
gonna get the. What is that, adrenaline?
We saved your life, man.
I just got to say that 21 Jump Street, when you picked that one, that I didn't even think of that as a buddy movie. But I grew up, obviously. I'm probably a little bit older than you guys, and I grew up, and I think I mentioned this on one of my other podcasts, that 21 Jump Street was a staple of my Saturday night viewing here in Australia. So we would have a show, Hey It's Saturday, and then that would lead into 21 Jump Street, and then later into Booker.
Oh my god! Wow.
And then into MTV. Yeah. So I loved 21 Jump Street, and I love the remakes. I actually think they're really good. And I hate remakes, but they were really good.
They did a really good job, and I actually really liked the sequel as well.
Oh, the sequel was great.
Really good. Like, when they go to spring break.
Yeah. And it's so funny because, like, Jonah Hill is now the popular one. Like, it's so great.
It's reversal of roles. It was, and that, I thought, how would they pull that off? But they did a fantastic job.
Car chase scenes, so great.
So good.
Oh my god, so good.
They both get drunk and they're trying to make themselves
yeah.
And then they're like just super high.
They're trying to act straight. Yeah, that was so funny. And I like Channing Tatum when that's science, bitch, sort of thing. So yeah, it was funny.
That's a good one. I like that one.
So we've finished. What are we looking at? 6-4. So let's take another break.
Love it. Okay.
Hi guys, we're back, and I do have to say that I'm going to ask you some questions now, and we'll get through your 3 to 1, but I'm really anxious to get to the last part of our show, which it's going to be a surprise for everybody, but
oh boy.
Oh my god. Oh man. Okay. All right.
What other, if you listen to podcasts, what other podcasts do you listen to?
Oh, yeah. So we listen to My Guest List podcast.
Obviously.
You lie so gracefully.
No, it's great. We love it. We love your show.
Oh,
you actually just...
You have so many interesting people.
Yeah. You actually just interviewed Eclectic Company.
Yes.
Who's associated with Bad Counsel.
Yes.
Love them.
Yeah, they're funny.
Love
guys.
them.
Yeah.
Who else? We listen. We're so loyal. Super Live Adventure podcast.
Yes.
John and Chris.
Those guys are nuts.
Difficult Women. Marie.
Difficult Women. I love rom-coms.
Oh my god, so good. The Meat Improv.
Okay.
Oh
so
yeah,
good.
Improv is so good. Icon or Wycon, obviously, we just had them on our show, and we did a trade-off where they had us on theirs.
Okay.
Hilarious show.
Shooter's Gotta Shoot.
Shooter's Gotta Shoot. They're coming on later this season.
I also love...
They tell it like it is.
I also love Smartless, which it's Will Arnett, Sean Hayes, and Jason Bateman.
What a crew.
They interview... Okay. It's so great. I found it by accident when they just started. Their first interview was with Dak Shepard.
How do they have time to do that?
Oh my god, they're so... And they're going on tour. I mean, I don't even pitch them, but I love them.
Oh, that's right. They have people to do other things for them.
Of course.
That's what it is.
I love me some Why Mommy Drinks.
Oh
Betsy
my god,
Stover.
Betsy Stover, so funny.
Who else do I love?
Mike is so into My Brother and Me.
Yes.
Obviously.
Okay.
And their Adventure Zone podcast, which is them playing Dungeons and Dragons with their dad. It's also hilarious if you've never heard
No,
them.
I'm going to definitely check that out. That sounds good.
They're ridiculous. It's 3 brothers from West Virginia. They are hilarious. Yeah. So unencumbered and uninhibited. And they've been doing it forever, so it's just so natural for them.
Can I ask you one thing? Can I ask you one thing? You said you're from Virginia originally?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what's up with West Virginia being like the heart of paranormal land sort of thing? Like there's Bigfoot and...
I thought Missouri was. What the heck? Oh my god.
You're getting into that like the mountain country folk over there, like Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, those kind of people. And I mean, I'm not going to generalize because they're varied and different just as everybody else is. But I think a lot of times, it's smaller towns.
Yeah.
Less
Okay.
going on.
Okay.
A little more, maybe distrusting of large organizations and
Yep.
you get really conservative people over there and, not that there's anything super wrong with that, but, sometimes it can make your brain a little
Okay.
believey thing. It's funny that you should ask because we've got a conspiracy theory.
Oh, fantastic. I'm definitely going to be listening to that one.
Oh, yeah. And it's funny because I grew up in Western Virginia
Okay.
and it was always very important to me that people understood that I was not from West Virginia.
You're from
because
Western
growing up
Virginia.
next to West Virginia, that was like all the jokes that my dad would tell. He would say, Cletus, and he would tell jokes about West Virginia. And, I think it's all in jest and love, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No worries.
What do you listen to?
What do you listen to?
I listen to Bad Counsel, obviously, and I listen to your show, obviously, as well, and I listen to Eclectic Company now. But I probably started way back in the day. I listened to Radiolab was the first podcast I ever listened to.
Okay.
And then after Radiolab, I think it was Mysterious Universe, which is an Australian paranormal show.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they're really, really good. And they have a massive following in the States. I think they have a bigger following in the States than they do actually in Australia.
Fascinating.
Two guys behind Mysterious Universe are really, really good. They're very professional. And I think it's pretty much their day job now, although one of them was a doctor. This is what they do for a living. I listen to I listen to a lot of the NPR stuff actually. But
I feel like that's what I very first started listening to. Like the two shows that I got like a taste of podcasts was back in the day when I didn't even know. It was NPR. Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Yes. And Ask Me Another.
Good. And I got it with Amy, and I got lucky enough to listen. My very first one was with Amy Sedaris. Oh my god, so funny.
Yeah.
And then second one, my brother-in-law got me into, and because he knows how I'm obsessed with Jason Mantzoukas.
Oh my
and
God.
Paul Scheer. It's How Did This Get Made?
That show
I know that one.
Best podcast of all time.
That show is so great.
It is. Oh my God, I love it. I can't believe it wasn't the first thing I said.
We've stalked them 12 times to get them on our show.
Oh my God, I would love for them to come on the show.
Time.
Oh, he would school me and
yeah.
Oh my God, and I would not be mad.
I listen to a lot of, obviously movie related shows and things like that, but the paranormal stuff I really like. And one I found just recently.
Cool.
Yeah, Xander and Stone, guy out of South Africa, but he has a British accent. And Stone, who's from Arizona, actually, they have amazing voices. And you've probably heard them referenced on Bad Counsel. Jenna Stone and Xander.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't believe I didn't put that together. Xander. Yes. Okay, cool. Wow.
They got a really cool show.
We should have picked them up for the oh my God. Maybe next time. TBD season 4. Yeah. Oh my God. they would school us too. Oh my God, that's so funny. I just put 2 and 2 together right now when you were saying that.
Do you guys listen to any audio dramas? I love audio dramas. Do you listen to anything like that yourselves, or?
Oh,
I wish I did.
I feel like
I
started to get into one.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, I don't even listen to podcasts as much as I probably should, considering that I do one.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I said, there's only so many hours in the day.
Of course, yeah.
I feel like I multitask. Like I keep it on while I'm working out, or I'll keep it on, when I'm trying to get chores done. Like I don't know if this counts. Darren. Like another podcast I got into without even really knowing, Serial.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely.
Adnan Syed.
Yeah.
That whole drama, and then HBO picked it up and made it a documentary. Yeah. What else? I was listening to one on Wondery, and it was like a pool boy, and he works for a couple, and it's like a murder mystery. Because then the pool boy goes missing. I started listening to it. I kind of got out of it. It's on Wondery. It's something rich, like the rich. Oh man, that's gonna bug me.
That sounded like the plot for a lot of movies, but they usually have 3 X's in front of them. So.
Really? Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds like some quality Lifetime.
Oh, Even the Rich. It's called Even the Rich.
Okay.
And then Wondery also has In God We Lust, which is also quite riveting.
Okay,
Those are
I'll check that out.
Yeah,
definitely.
Sexy time podcast, Pam?
I stopped listening. Okay, stop listening. I know
This took a weird turn.
It did, didn't it?
No, we're getting back.
All right, guys, look, I'll ask you one more question before we get in so we can finish off the countdown. If you weren't podcasters and amazing entertainers and raising children, and what would be your ideal job?
Oh my God, you're so nice, but wow, that's hard.
Traveling billionaire?
That's really popular, that one, too.
I bet it is. I think I want to say like something to do with like interior design.
Oh,
I
okay.
really find that to be a very fun world to kind of delve into. Yeah. I'd say something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pam?
I really got fixated with real estate for a while. I went as far as to get my license. And I wish I could. I really loved it. I learned a lot. I sold my first house at the top of pandemic, and then I had to get out. I would love to go back to it, but it's so tricky. The time, like, it's flexible, but it's not. I would love to sell houses. I would love to sell houses, but I can't do it.
It's a big time commitment if you want to be successful.
I couldn't really juggle the time.
It's that whole like working for yourself.
I would like to go travel billionaire.
You could
travel billionaire it is.
Travel billionaire it is. I was going to say you could also always go sell apartments and apartment buildings in New York with Frederick and the boys there.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I love that show. I love those shows. I've been watching one on Amazon Prime about Australia lately, actually.
Ooh.
Okay.
I just entire season of luxury real estate reality TV show that's set in Sydney.
That's just coming here now. Actually, we you've probably seen it before. We have, because I've seen the adverts for it, because my wife and I, when we watch something, it's usually a reality TV show. So I watch the real estate ones with her maybe, but the Housewives of New York and stuff like that, I generally.
That's a world that Sarah won't even touch, and I'm in like so balls deep.
Pam like lives and breathes.
I live for it.
Okay, yeah. It was funny. A trivia question came up the other day because my son and I have played trivia against each other a lot, and he said, "What is Andy Cohen's favorite TV show?" And I said, "But which one?" I said, "Is it Housewives of Orange County? Is it New York? Is it Atlanta?" And he didn't know what I was talking about.
Honestly, probably like, oh my gosh, probably something random.
Oh my God.
Like MacGyver.
He loves soap operas, and now he's created his own franchise. It's crazy.
Yeah. All right,
what was
cool.
the answer?
Oh, was that? I asked. Well, the answer was the Housewives. They didn't actually say Housewives of Atlanta. It just said Housewives. Yeah. So yeah, that was all it was. And yeah. Let's get back into your countdown. Let's get into number 3. Number 3 of your buddy movies.
If you haven't said one that I have here,
You've been great so far.
Yeah,
I know you haven't, and I want to say it, but I won't. I'll let you say it. Just say it.
Bridesmaids.
Oh, wow.
Bridesmaids. Okay.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Now I'm nervous.
Holy shit.
Okay, what's yours?
I mean, I don't want to take it from you, but I think I might take it.
Go.
Do you have the heat?
That was my number 1.
You're allowed to have the same ones.
Oh my God.
It's okay.
Oh man, I should have kept my mouth
The heat
shut.
is so good, you guys.
The heat is so good. Have you seen the heat?
No, I haven't. That's why I'm.
I bet you haven't. You don't even know it.
Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
Okay.
Top bad cop, really.
Oh,
But not really.
That was your number 3?
That will. I just wanted to align with you. I feel like when you're saying stuff, like it's gotta align.
I mean, we could also say Ghostbusters in that whole like kind of idea, the remake.
Yeah. Now.
Right,
yeah.
so
The remake. Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
All
the
right.
original Ghostbusters is
I'll
great.
take
The original.
it.
Yeah, I
You
like
said-
the original.
Okay.
You sure?
Yeah.
I can take it back, and you can keep the heat. He can edit it. He edits.
Shut up. No, don't put that on
Okay,
him.
fine. I'm not gonna put it on.
Pam has mistakenly labeled the heat as number 3, and I'm going to keep it as number 1. Fine. Okay.
Hey, just a quick question.
Yeah. I thought for sure sure you had it? And I was like, I got stuff here. Okay, number 2.
What's your question?
The question
Sarah?
was Melissa McCarthy and Jason Bateman. Does that count as a buddy movie? When Identity Theft, yeah.
That was so good. But you know what's hilarious is they also just played opposite each other in that Thunder Force movie on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
He's like got the crab arms.
Oh, my
no.
God.
Oh,
so good. That's good. That's a good one.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh. That was a good one. Okay. No, but I love Jason Bateman and Melissa McCarthy together. They are gold
That was
together.
that was a funny movie. So yeah. Number 2, guys.
My number 2 is, we already know my number 1, but my number 2 is Bad Boys.
Oh,
Okay.
fantastic.
Fine. Okay.
Oh,
great.
Is that number 2 as well?
I'm not even mad. Yes, I have a hair. I am not even mad. I'm not even mad.
So iconic, their relationship on screen
Yeah.
and just the comedy that they achieve together.
Oh my God. And they're walking
Their
away.
dynamic.
Woosah.
So
So good. Oh my God.
Another sequel that I really like.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the sequel was
And
great.
then you don't know it, but like Will Smith like creeps in with his hotness, just like in Independence Day.
Oh, that wasn't a surprise to me.
I mean, just elbow and then
That
like
was back when
Martin
he
Lawrence.
was like before he got jacked for Independence Day, though.
Correct.
That was like he was still a little.
like he
thinner.
lives for like a bulletproof vest. I feel
Yes.
like it's an active
He wears it very
it's a
well.
method choice for him.
Yeah.
I must admit that movie is one of the reasons why I sort of I didn't care if I had girls or boys, but I sort of thought at least maybe if I had one girl, I could do the Martin Lawrence Will Smith door meeting. When the boyfriend comes round and sorry. Reggie.
His name is Reggie. And the wife comes up, she's like, "Reggie, baby, you can't listen to that." She's like, "I'm not going to jail. I don't care. I'll go back to jail. I don't care. I just got out." Like, oh my God.
Waving the gun around and
So great.
that's the best.
So great.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Okay, what's one?
No, this is 2. This is 2.
That
This
was
is
Bad
2.
Boys.
I will go. No, I have like honorable mentions that I can substitute. I'm not mad. Lethal Weapon.
Oh,
my
good one.
And Mel
Obviously.
Gibson.
How did I miss that?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So great.
Judy Glover
So
in
great.
that,
And
in
the
those
wife is,
films.
and like they have the whole dinner and she takes everything away. You can't eat that. Oh my God.
His just like defeat.
Yeah. And Joe could be just, oh my God, I love it. Oh my God. It's so perfect. I love it.
That's fantastic.
Oh my
I got a
gosh.
couple here.
That's so good.
I'll probably
I had some.
Gotta go number 1. We're
The
going number
Heat.
1. Okay, so your number 1 is The Heat. My number 1 is Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh, Robert
It
Downey
is-
Jr.
God,
Oh.
Val Kilmer, Robert Downey Jr. It goes down as one of my like AFI personal 100.
Wow.
It is an incredible movie. It's got
Yeah.
comedy, it's got drama, it's got action, it's got
seen that
suspense,
movie
it's
in
got
forever.
Yeah.
It covers
Speaking of Robert Downey Jr., Due Date was one of my honorable mentions.
honorable
Okay.
mention, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And-
Hangover here is an honorable mention as well. 'Cause it was like a
oh
movie.
yeah, that's a good
Cool
one.
movie.
Yeah.
Kiss
Yeah.
Kiss Bang Bang, so
And I'm
good.
sure that we've left many others out.
The other guys.
I have what?
The other
The
guys.
The other guys.
Oh, really good.
I'm a peacock. I gotta fly. Camps don't cry. Camps don't cry. Smoking hot. Oh my God, Eva. Oh wow, that's a good. Wow, I have Step Brothers here, and I didn't even think about that. That's a good one. What else did I have?
Oh my
I
God,
also
Pam, there's like 30
I had Thelma
movies
and
on that
Louise.
list.
Thelma and Louise.
Oh, that's a
It was
good
so
one. Yeah.
good. Shawshank Redemption.
Oh
Oh my God, those two.
Yeah.
Like literally, like full circle.
So good.
Oh my
And Pam, sorry, I have to interject. I really do, because this is something I wanted to actually bring up too. You do the best Morgan Freeman.
So
Thank
What
you
the
so
hell?
much.
So
Oh my
good.
God, you made my year.
that was a
Sarah.
curveball that I threw to her, and I was like, "This is going to be really good."
Oh my-
And then she nailed it.
Yeah.
I was like, "Wow,
Thank you.
so good."
No worries. No worries.
Hilarious.
What else do I have here? That's so nice. Thank you. Tommy Boy.
Oh, yeah.
Tommy
David
Boy is a
Spade.
good one.
Yeah.
Chris Farley. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Should we talk about like Pitch Perfect in there? Should that go in there?
That's like a crew
Yeah.
movie, I think.
It's like
It's hard. Like,
What about Neighbors?
they're not really buddies, though.
But they become.
It's like, no.
Oh, they're antagonists.
Because James Franco completely goes off and
Well,
Zac
what
Efron
about-
by himself?
Well, what about then Rose Byrne and Seth Rogen together? They're buddies.
I mean, they're married. If you're really going to go that route, then you should just go the night before.
You're right. Oh my gosh.
Because there's 3 of them. So Darren could be...
So good.
Darren could...
Yeah.
Darren could be the lead.
Yes.
I would be Seth Rogen.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah. And then you would be
That's
the
fine.
football player, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie, so.
Really good.
Oh my God, it's
hilarious.
the night before
Okay.
Absolutely absurd and ridiculous. And there's a horrible scene where Seth Rogen pukes in church. Oh my God. He's high on mushrooms. Oh my God.
Seth Rogen.
So stupid.
Oh,
Wow, we
fantastic.
can honorable
But
mentions.
I didn't do that many because he said 10, and so I did.
I mean, I was worried you were going to have one of mine, and you did, and
You
Pam
came
likes to
prepared.
over-prepare.
Yeah.
I came,
She
did
just
my
brings like
homework.
60% more than what she's supposed to do.
I just want to have the material.
All right, Steph.
Very
Okay.
good. Well, look.
Oh my God, it's the stall of the century right now. We're going in.
You're going in. So, okay, so we've finished your top 10, well, both your top 10s, which is great. So it's the first time actually we've had 2 top 10s on the show as well, which is really good. We're getting to the part of the show where I'd normally just run some quick fire questions at you in an attempt to also find out a little bit more about who you are. But we have something a little bit more special today. So I thought I'd like anyone that hasn't listened to your show to experience the Pam and Sarah, to have an experience with Pam and Sarah. And one of the things that they do so well, which is their improv. So I gave them a little...
You're so kind to
You are
say that
so
it's-
kind.
that we do it well. That's very kind.
You do. So I gave them a scenario and they could have come up with something else, but I thought I'll just throw them this, and as the true professionals that they are, they just ran with it. And so Sarah and Pam, I'll hand it over to you. So do we want to set the scene in terms of what's going on?
I have to say, you came up with a cracking
Yeah.
good scenario.
Improv 101. You are
Very
checklist
good.
for
Oh, thank you
you.
very much. Thank you.
Fantastic. Where,
Darren
when,
came
why.
up with an amazing scenario, and that is that
I'm
Pamela
living my dream.
is living her dream as a realtor,
Mhm.
and she's trying to sell a home that used to be a bordello,
Correct.
which is hilarious. I love that.
A house of ill repute.
I love that.
Mm.
Okay,
Okay.
so we're
And
gonna go
all-
from there, and I'll be playing the family.
I mean, I'll chime
Pam's gonna
in.
jump in too.
I'll chime in for you.
Yeah.
Well, I heard you play a couple on the cruise ship episode, and you did so well being a couple. I thought you could be a couple again. So.
You are
I love it so much.
kind. You're so
Okay.
generous and thoughtful.
Okay, why don't you be the dad?
Oh,
You'll be the dad and the realtor.
oh my God.
And I'm the mom and the kid.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Take it away. Good morning. Thank you so much for meeting me. I'm so glad. We went tick for tack on that email, going back and forth. Oh my God, I'm glad you made it work. You brought the whole family. Yes, good morning. God bless you. Such a beautiful day that Jesus has blessed us with today. We're so thrilled to be here. Honey, she can't hear you. Speak up. Speak up.
I'm so sorry. Good morning. We're so thrilled to be here. God has blessed us with such a beautiful day, and this house is just beautiful. We can't wait to see what Jesus has in store for us inside these doors.
Thank you. Wow.
I'm sorry for shouting.
You're actually. Somehow. I forget your name. Well, I am Cindy, and I'm going to show you this house. I'm so grateful we were able to make this work. Thank you so much.
Well, good eye, Cindy. My name's Pepper Duck, and I am the daughter of these two.
You sweet thing.
Once
Hi.
we talked about this.
Oh, stop. It's fine. It's adorable.
Good eye, Cindy.
Is she okay? She is
She's going through.
grateful.
You've got to forgive She's going through a phase.
She's not going through a phase!
She likes to put on accents.
Wait for the gender test coming back on that. She's not mine. But, yeah. Yeah. Just waiting for the test to come back. She's not my kid. Anywho, let's get into this house. Lady, take us in. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, very. Oh, you're pushing me. Okay. All right. Here we go. The house that I chose for you based on your questionnaire. You filled out a very specific questionnaire.
Oh, this place.
Here we go. Don't be scared of this door. There's a full security system on this house already. It's crazy.
There's a lot of velvet on the walls.
It's very, I said in the description, it's very cozy and private.
Reminds me of a vampire.
Okay. Well, so we are in the vestibule, and if I need you to have an open mind. What you mean you need me to have an open mind? I got an open mind. My eyes are open. Okay.
Well,
Ma'am, are your eyes open?
My
Are you?
eyes are ready.
Okay, I need you to open your mind.
To me.
Okay, so I just want you to keep an open mind
I've got
here.
a good feeling.
Yeah,
about this.
there's a lot of themed rooms inside. You're gonna love it. Are you gonna love it, little one? Are you?
Cheerio, yeah, I'm gonna love it. Thank you very much.
Okay, so here we go. So this room could be utilized as the office to the left of the vestibule of the house. So you notice in the vestibule of the house, it's very sanctuary mode. It kind of feels like a church. Okay, velvet.
I really like that. It's a good
I love
feeling.
that, and I'm sure you got a lot of crucifixes you could put up. It's very nice.
Yeah.
Add to the collection that's clearly around us, even in the chandelier.
Why
We're gonna go to the
one
left.
upside down?
Okay.
That's very troubling.
It's so fine. To the left here, this one could be an office, even though it's circus themed. This is a circus themed. You could put a desk here. That swing could be the chair. Chair for all ages, really.
Well, I do like the circus thing. Maybe it could be a nice playroom, and it's already got the swing.
Yeah, or a playroom.
But why does it smell so funny?
You know, it is a good scent, and I did put a potpourri in here, but
like sweat and bad decisions.
oh, okay. Well, that is. What do you mean it smells like that in here?
Well, honey, don't you smell
It
it?
smells like apples and cinnamon. That's what it smells like.
Okay, if you say so.
You take your pill yet today?
If you say so, sweetheart. Whatever.
Okay, you know what? We're just gonna go in the next room.
Thank you so much.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna go. So this is
Oh,
an
here
open.
we go. On
Okay.
to the next room. Where's my room? When are we gonna see my room?
Okay, we could go upstairs. Let's go head upstairs.
Cheerio.
Okay. We're gonna head on upstairs, and don't be scared. The banister's a little slippery, but I did the best I could to clean it. It's not a big deal. No. It's pledge.
All over my
Pledge. It's pledge. Sales pledge.
Okay, you're right.
Okay. So this is the first bedroom. Probably. Maybe it'll be your room, sweetheart. It'll be your room. Yeah.
Oh, blimey, it's gorgeous.
Yes,
I
it's
love
very
it.
shiny in here. This could be a disco-themed kind of room. Miley Cyrus said came in like a wrecking ball. Sort of. You
There's
could
mirrors
hang
all
on
over
tight
the
to
room,
this.
on
And
the ceiling and underneath the
Yeah.
bed. This is so weird, and I love it.
okay, well,
Susie, don't touch anything here, sweetheart. I don't know if this place is gonna work.
oh no. It's gonna be great. That contraption is for all ages as well. Okay? A bed could go right here.
Feels very
And-
dark energy. In this
Okay.
place. It's not
Let me show you to the master. The
Oh,
master
okay.
is something I think you'll love. Also, very open. So I'd like to consider this maybe like a safari themed kind of.
Okay.
Yes, there. The hats and whips are equipped already in here,
Oh
so
my
you don't need to
goodness.
worry about buying them.
Dear
A bed
Lord,
can go
thank you.
here. The mirrors, unfortunately, do not come down. And
Cindy, I've got to be honest. I don't know that this.
I love this room. This is great. Wow.
Really do.
Oh, I could definitely get down in here for
Oh
sure.
my goodness. Well,
You better get down in here. You get on all fours. It'd be like embodying the safari theme. You could be part of it.
you can't talk like that in front of our
I don't.
tenants.
That's okay. That's
Sorry,
your.
bro.
That's your If you see it, it's
I'm
yours.
so sorry, Cindy. I'm so embarrassed.
No. Let's go to the spare bedroom. The
Okay,
spare bedroom
sounds
is kind of my
good.
favorite.
If my husband likes it, I'm...
Okay.
I
You don't
can
have
do
to
it.
throw up. It's okay. Listen, it's okay. It's okay. So this one kind of reminds me of like a casino, right? There's fuzzy dice, more velvet, maybe Mr. could come in like a nice suit and maybe you could roll the dice and look, it says what to do. Look.
Gambling is the front door to hell, my dear. Please.
It's the most fun I ever had down south. It's the best.
I told you we can't ever go back to Biloxi, sweetheart, because you made such table. And this is why we're not
You know what? It's okay. The kids here. It's okay. Let's go down to the kitchen. The kitchen? You like to cook? You filled out the question.
That's where we keep all our snacks.
Oh, okay. So let's go down. Here, hold my hand. Whee! Wow. Whee! Oh boy. Okay. I'm gonna swing you around this stairwell, and it's fine. Here we go. Right into the kitchen. So this kitchen is. It's a very open concept,
yes,
right?
I like that.
Goes right into the living. Beach mode. All of the lotions that were left here are still within their expiration date, so they're yours.
That's a nice feature.
And some of them are edible, and some of them are not to be used in certain areas of your body, but that's okay.
That's
okay.
It's making my hands feel all warm and
I told you not to touch it, but yeah,
so strange. Honey, don't touch
Oh,
that.
don't. No, she's taking the whole. Sir, it's not a drink. Sir, you're going to need to stop him. I don't. It's amazing. It tastes like peaches.
Oh, boy. Well, this is the last open house. The last one we went to, they had lotion. It's his downfall, Like, she eats it, and then we gotta go to the emergency room. It's kind of very strange.
Baby, kiss me. It's not here. Kiss me. It's going to taste like peaches. Kiss me.
Thank you so much, Cindy. That's our time.
Oh,
We're
I'm
gonna
so.
go.
Okay. So, what do you think of the house? Do you like it? Got a great
I'm gonna defer
vibe.
to my husband on this one.
I love it here. It's like an amusement park. I never want to leave.
Me too. We're gonna stay here forever, Mommy. Can we
Cindy,
please?
Cindy,
Cindy, I guess we'll make an offer. Yeah.
Are you listening to me? I feel like I'm calling myself Cindy.
I do.
Your name is Cindy.
Oh, cool. Mommy, Cindy, and I never told you that. Well, thank you. That's just been wonderful. We're gonna go.
Okay.
And not one.
I love that there was a swing in the office, though. That's very sus.
Thank you so much.
Very sus. You came up with some great stuff.
I did come up with lubricants and
it's
lotions.
great. It's great.
God damn it.
I was hoping a swing would get in there somewhere. So, sweat and bad decisions. It smells of sweat and bad decisions. I'm going to use that one. That's very quotable.
Thank you so much.
This
Feel free.
contraption is used for all ages.
Oh, boy.
my God.
Oh, boy.
Guys,
That was Thanks for that journey. That was a fun
Darren,
one.
you should have included a dead body. I just didn't know how to do it. I'm so sorry. I don't know, man.
Guys, thank you very much for doing that. I know it's you do it so well, and you do it on your show, and I wanted people to experience that.
Thank you so much. That's time to say. We're working.
That's great. That's great. Look, guys, this has been absolutely fantastic. I was really, after our little false start, I was really hoping that this would eventually get done and I could talk to you guys and I could actually get to tell everybody about your fantastic show. So at this point, I'll just say thank you very much for coming on. I love you both. I think you're fantastic, very talented, and you sound like fantastic people. All the best to your families, Marlo and Echo, and your husbands and your mum and everything like that. If you'd like to tell everybody where they can find your show and all your Instagram, your Twitter, and everything like that, that'd be great.
Well, Pam's got this monologue down.
Oh my God.
Take it away, Pam.
If you want to follow, rate, review, subscribe, we are at Don't Tease The Animals podcast on Instagram, DTTA Comedy Pod on Twitter and Facebook, our website with our glorious partners, pictures, episodes, and press at www.don'tteasetheanimals.com.
You guys sound so official.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God.
And yeah,
Listen on all of
we can
the,
listen
all of
on
your favorite
any
platforms.
and all platforms, wherever you love to listen. Stitcher, Apple.
And we just learned this whole new
everywhere.
thing. So we use Anchor as our distribution platform, our hosting platform, and they do this really cool thing where you can leave a voice message
Okay.
on. Like, so if you listen to an episode and you want to chime in and you have some funny ideas or anything you want to share it with us, leave us a voicemail and we'd be thrilled to include it in one of our
Slide into our
episodes.
DMs.
Yeah.
On Anchor or Apple. We're not mad. We love it.
Fantastic. That's great. Again, thank you very much for coming on, guys.
It's been so much fun,
Darren,
Darren.
this was
Thank
so
you
much
so
fun.
much.
Thank you for having us.
Not
oh
a
my
problem.
God. I'm
We were so
disgusting
excited.
and-
We were so excited to come on your show. We love it so much.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Ladies, have a fantastic day. And I will be listening in, and I'm especially going to be waiting for that conspiracy theory show. So,
Well, it'll drop first thing tomorrow morning, so you won't have to wait very long.
no, fantastic. All right, guys, have a great day. Thank you very much again.
Thank you, Darren.
Bye. And that's it. As I said, I promised you a funny show, a show where everyone had a good time, and that's exactly what we had. Pam and Sarah were fantastic guests. They made it very easy for me. They did all the hard work. They did all the heavy lifting. They're naturally just funny people, and they're very talented, and they made my job really easy. So I just want to thank them again for that. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did. Please give me some feedback on what you thought, and please go and give the girls a listen. I encourage you to go back and listen to some of their earlier shows as well. The show with their mums and the show with their husbands is they're very funny. So anyway, look, if you want to get in contact with me, you can do so at My Guest List Pod pretty much everywhere you look. Twitter, Instagram, my Gmail, they're all at My Guest List Pod, so it's nice and easy for you. So all Pam and Sarah's links will be in the show notes as well. So have a look there. And that's about it. Next week will be a review show, so stay tuned for that. And as usual, I'll chat at you again next week.